So people have this question that when everything is Bhagavan, why did this adharma happen? Why so much injustice in society? Why these orphans? Why these kids, when they're born, they're thrown into trash? You take it to be Satyam, you are stuck and you are not able to reconcile. Therefore, Dvaitam becomes Satyam for you. This dismisses this bluff of Vaishnava. When they say our Bhagavan is Sattvic and eternal, क्या है? बुद्धू समझ के रखा है क्या? But we don't see Vayu is above Shiva. Never. Madhva will say Vishnu, after Vishnu, Vayu is there. So Vayu tarvate Shiva. Our Acharya is Vayu, who is greater than Shiva. So this is like Brahma Kumaris also have this kind of thing. So Shiva, Krishna is all post Ram, Hare. There this Rama is taken to be Balaram. Hare Rama is talking about Balarama, not Ayodhya Rama. तो उसको जब क्वेश्चन करें वो बोलेगा पूरी जगन्नाथ जाके देखो. ये पूरी जगन्नाथ का कांड तो रामानुजा ने किया. तो रैडिकल वैष्णविज्म, सो वैष्णवाइजिंग टेम्पल्स. बट जो कांड हुआ है वो कांड हुआ है ये सब पे. तो इनका भागवत में और गड़बड़ क्या है गौड़ीय वैष्णव का? दे हैव एडेड 3 चैप्टर्स इन दिस भागवत. तो उनको भगा दिया तीर्थ यात्रा करने. सो वी डोंट फाइंड सुभद्रा एंड बलरामा treated as gods anywhere. So even in the 12th century only, in Orissa, Puri, these people are worshipping some deity there, Jagannath. So Jagannath, Krishna, it can be Ishvara. So Jagannath means Ishvara only. So some form, Akara, something. This Ramanuja and just mainly Ramanuja has this kind of thing that through Vaishnava lens, all Devatas, Subramanya Swami, everyone were converted into Vaishnava temples. So like that, many temples we lost. So this Puri Jagannath also, it is Krishna, Balarama, Subhadra. These 3 murtis will be there. But in Mahabharata, we don't find a mention that Balarama, Subhadra are equally Bhagwan like Krishna, or they are some divine. ऐसा बलरामा का presentation ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि बलरामा is a friend of Duryodhana, was very close to Duryodhana. In fact, Bhagwan Krishna had to do some gadbad to keep Balarama out of the war. So क्या करे Bhagwan Krishna? So when they were walking, Balarama was throwing stones like this. So throwing stones, what happened? It hit a cow and the cow died. This was Krishna's play. And Krishna said, "You killed a cow? This is Gohatya. Now you got this Gohatya." He said, "Now you go to pilgrimage." तो उनको भगा दिया तीर्थ यात्रा करने. So in the meantime, this whole war happened. So otherwise, Balarama was close to Duryodhana, Krishna was close to Arjuna. So he didn't want Balarama to involve in the war. And then even Subhadra marrying Arjuna, Balarama wanted Subhadra to marry Duryodhana. So we don't find Subhadra and Balarama treated as gods anywhere. So if that has, so and this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, there this Rama is taken to be Balaram. Because that whole theory is first from Krishna, Balaram came. And from Balaram, Sankarshana came. From Sankarshana, Narayana came. From Narayana, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar came. And then all the avatars. And then their Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also one of the avatars. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rama, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, Shiva, all are equal for them. Like in Madhva will say Vishnu, after Vishnu, Vayu is there. So Vayu tarvate Shiva, Rudra. But we don't see Vayu is above Shiva. Never. See Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. These are aspects of that one Ishvara. So Puttuka Pradhanam. So when it is being born, it is Brahma. And then what is sustaining this whole thing is Vishnu. And then anything coming to an end is Shiva. So it is like when I am born, I am a baby. And when I am dying, I become very old and fragile. So that old fragile body is not different from a baby me. It's the same. But different stage gets different name. So like that, Brahma is a name, Vishnu is a name, Shiva is a name. So when Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are talked about, there is no birth talked about for them. There is no end also talked about. But when avatars are talked about, there is a birth and there is an end of avatar. So all this put aside, वो तो वायु को मानते हैं और वो बोलते हैं हम साक्षात वायु है. So Madhva said this. He is direct Vayu. He's an incarnation of Vayu. So when they say Vayu means that post belongs to our Madhva Acharya. So no one is eligible for this Vayu post. Our Acharya is Vayu, who is greater than Shiva. So this is like Brahma Kumaris also have this kind of thing. So Shiva, Krishna, these are all posts. And our founder gets the highest post. So that kerchief डाल दिया उन लोगों ने. तो पुराने जमाने में जो बस रहता था, तो to get the seat in the bus was a very difficult task. So what they would do is from the window throw the kerchief on the seat. Handkerchief. You take the handkerchief, you drop it on the seat. Why? The seat is mine. So no one should sit on the seat. तो अगर कोई बैठ गया तो उसको उठाओ, क्यों? मेरा kerchief है इधर. This is my seat. So like that, on all these posts, ये लोग ने kerchief डाल के बैठा. Imaginary post. So here also, Balarama becomes the first expansion of Krishna. ये सब. तो इनका भागवत में और गड़बड़ क्या है गौड़ीय वैष्णव का? They have added 3 chapters in this Bhagavad. Original Bhagavad itself we see after 10th century. From that original Bhagavad, another 3 chapters added by Gaudiya Vaishnav. तो सब कुछ सिद्धि वो बलराम being the avatar, being the main expansion, सबका सिद्धि वो 3 chapters से करते हैं, ब्रह्म संहिता and all that. So they say that Hare Rama is talking about Balarama, not Ayodhya Rama, because Balarama is higher. First expansion means it is superior than Rama. ये कहाँ है भैया? हम राम जी को भगवान मानते हैं, बलराम को कहाँ भगवान मानते हैं? तो उसको जब क्वेश्चन करें वो बोलेगा पूरी जगन्नाथ जाके देखो. ये पूरी जगन्नाथ का कांड तो रामानुजा ने किया. तो दे आर वर्शिपिंग समवन. ये रामानुजा बोला ये कृष्णा है, ये सुभद्रा है, ये बलराम है. ये क्या है? So there they were worshipping a person called Balabhadra, who is mentioned in Puranas also. This Balabhadra is looked at as a protector of the local region. So Balabhadra is worshipped. And the local deity, a female deity, was worshipped. And Jagannatha, anyway. Jagannatha, you can say Krishna, you can say Ishvara, anyone, fine. Jagannatha worship. So radical Vaishnavism, so Vaishnavizing temples. So Vijayanagara का एक राजा था, वो कृष्णदेवराया, and after Krishnadevaraya. So beginning Krishnadevaraya, their hold over this Vijayanagara Samrajya was very much there. So Ramanuja could get this hold over this king of Vijayanagara. So every time they want to take over a temple, they want to convert a temple into a Vaishnav temple, they will go to Raja and they'll have a debate with Raja. अभी राजा को क्या पता है प्रमाण क्या है, शास्त्र क्या है? वो ठीक है, इधर सुनता है, उधर मुंडी हिलाता है, मुंडी हाँ 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 यहाँ हाँ हाँ बोलता है, तो चलो बना दो मंदिर, ऐसा बना दो. So this is how. But we don't have nowadays. We don't have this, that whether it is Krishna or not, everything is Ishvara, and everything will bless you. Worship any form, it will bless you. You worship Krishna as Shiva, you worship Shiva as Krishna, you worship Mataji as some other Vishnu Akara, you worship Subramanya Swami as Krishna, anything. It's the same. It will bless. So it will not harm. But जो कांड हुआ है, वो कांड हुआ है. उसको हम we can't deny what Kand has happened, what these fellows have done. So Ramanuja is one such crooked guy, and we see the descendants of him who are alive now. Oh, Ramabhadra Acharya, he is one person. He is Chinna Jeeyar. Both murkhas. We don't even respect their sannyas because of the extent they have gone to in abusing Shiva, abusing the Shankaracharyas. वो रामभद्राचार्य ओपनली बोलता है, आ जाओ मेरे से शास्त्रार्थ करो. I know 1 lakh verses. ये हेतु है क्या? तो शास्त्रार्थ करने का हेतु 1 लाख वर्सेस है. Even 100 verses, this fellow will fail to bring out. 1 lakh verses. Heights of stupidity. सब शंकराचार्य आ जाओ, दम है तो आ जाओ. ये क्या है? ये साधु है? ये आज सनातन का एकता का बात हो रहा है क्या? सभी शंकराचार्य को चुनौती देना है? क्या तीर मार लिया? So when he gets on the stage, he say, we have defeated Adi Shankaracharya, we have defeated Advaita. Advaita is a lost philosophy. Yeah, this fellow spoke this. And in one of his book, he has written Adi Shankaracharya is a madman, pagal hai. Ramabhadracharya has done this. So yeah, और Chinna Jeeyar बोलता है, और Rama will get how Rama will get papam of killing Ravana. So Rameshwara is a wrong story. Rameshwar Shivling, he did not do Pratishtha. And then Rama is Sattvic. See, the obsession with one guna, that's Sattvic. Bhagwan Krishna says, Ye chaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasas tamasascha ye. Any bhava, any form you talk about, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, which represents Sarvam. So here in Mandukya, we are using the language of Grahaka Grahya, represents Sarvam. Alane, to represent Sarvam, there is a guna model. Guna is three gunas, which represents Sarvam. Another model is talking about movable, immovable, Sthavara Jangama. Another model which represents Sarvam. Another model is among movable, you have Homo sapiens, you have reptiles, you have other swimming creatures. So Swedaja, Udbija, Andaja, the reptiles means born of Anda, egg. So these are the various categories. So four-legged, and then two-legged, and then having wings, all these other kinds. So all represent Sarvam. So, but this is not understood, and the guna is picked up, and say our Vishnu is Sattvic guna, Shiva is Tamasic guna. This has its basis in Madhva. Madhva's talking about Bhagavata Purana being the most Sattvic Purana, and then as par with Veda. So Bhagavad Purana is par with Veda because it is Sattvic, and everything else is only Vishnu related Purana Sattvic, all other Tamasic. So this is Madhva's Srishti, which is picked up by Ramanuja, or both have done this. And then they say that they all worship only Sattvic deities. तो हम बोलते ठीक है सात्विक है तो राम जी कृष्ण जी क्या खाए. So you talk about Sattvic food and then putting namam and doing all this, right? So what did Rama and Krishna eat? So we drive them to this point. So they'll say they also ate Sattvic food. They never had mamsam, but it is in Ramayana, Mahabharata we see clearly instances where they are Kshatriyas. So Kshatriya ke liye ye food restriction is not there. So they go for hunting and they eat whatever they were supposed to, as per the culture. So guiltless, so guilt free, because that's the dharma. So dharma of a raja is to go hunting, hunt animals, hunt and eat, and that was their swabhava also, because they are supposed to. Now they say Maharana Pratap had 40 kilos of this armory, and would ride the horse and then would attack people. Now the sword also would be so heavy and the shield would be so heavy, and then to manage all this and to go on the horse, these fellows need balam. इस पप्पनम का आगे बलम नहीं आता है, तो वो दूसरा, वो क्षत्रिय का बल अलग है. तो मल्ल युद्ध, कृष्णा एंड बलरामा डिड मल्ल युद्ध. मल्ल युद्ध इज ऑल नॉट ऑर्डिनरी युद्ध. एक को पटक के मार दो जान से विदाउट एनी वेपन, वो इतना, दैट्स नॉट ऑर्डिनरी. नाउ यू टेक अ स्टिक एंड यू अटैक, दैट्स डिफरेंट. नॉट टेक अ गन एंड अटैक. बट मल्ल युद्ध यू कैन नॉट. So this thing is not possible for Kshatriya to eat Sattvic food, to eat leaves, to eat vegetables. They'll eat what they are supposed to eat. So it is clearly mentioned. They'll negate that. क्योंकि हमारा भगवान तो सात्विक है, वैसा नहीं कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि the first thing Islamists will all question that your God also ate non-veg, then how did he eat? Then that is allowed. Then they say no, they didn't eat. So this is how the bluff started. So they'll say our God didn't eat any non-sattvic food, did not worship tamasic gods. The tamasic god is Shiva. So our God did not worship tamasic. So nowadays Rama, Krishna is worshipped. They are Bhagwan. Vedavyasa ji presents, Valmiki ji presents. We don't go against. This is accepted by us. And we study them. Krishna becomes our guru. Our Asta in Bhagavad Gita, these fellows don't even have 1% of that in what Krishna is saying. We have that much of reverence. But this fact doesn't change. that is Sattvic. So Tamasic, Shiva is Tamasic. So what I'm trying to say is Rama, Krishna were kings. No, during them, there were no Rama temples or Krishna temples. Then whose temples were there? तो हमको साफ दिखता है वो शिव जी का आराधना करते थे, माता जी का आराधना करते थे, कुल देवता रहता था, तो उनका आराधना होता था. और मे बी नारायणा, आई एम नॉट श्योर, मे बी विष्णु's form, but not Krishna and Rama. So they are hell-bent to prove that only Sattvika deities were prayed to. ये क्या है? And then they say all the Rakshasas would worship Shiva. Never good people worship Shiva. All these kind of idiotic things they prove. But what I'm trying to say is Sattvika bhavaha, tamasa bhavaha, rajasa bhavaha. All this represents everything. Bhagwan says, mattaha eva iti tan vidhi. ये चैव सात्विका भावाः राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्तः एव इति तान् विद्धि. Everything is from me alone. Sattvic Pradhana is Brahma, Sattvic Pradhana is Vishnu, Rajasic Pradhana is Brahma, Tamasic Pradhana is Shiva. But this whole thing is a manifestation of one Paramatma. Eko Devaha, Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha, Sarvavyapi, Sarvabhutantaratma, Vedavakya. Eko Devaha, Ek Paramatma. One Paramatma is manifest as all forms which can be represented as Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Not just forms, but the food also can be represented as Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. So the not just that, but the Swabhava of individual can be represented as Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. It is all to see that nothing is excluded from Bhagavad Srishti. This Bhagavan manifests as everything, there is nothing excluded. So people have this question that when everything is Bhagavan, why did this adharma happen? Why so much injustice in society? Why these orphans, why these kids when they're born, they're thrown into trash? ये सब होता है ना, तो लोग they're not able to come to terms with that. So that's when you understand that tamasa, this tamasic, whatever activities also go on, the dark activity, everything Bhagavan is manifest everywhere. And this is Leela. There is no Satyatva Buddhi there. So Bhagavan is not saying, oh, sach mein ho raha hai. It is an appearance of Bhagavan. You take it to be Satyam, you are stuck and you are not able to reconcile. Therefore, Dvaitam becomes Satyam for you. So the whole argument is this only. Then how come suffering is there? How come I am so helpless? Arey, wo to Leela hai. I'm not saying that you are Ishvara means you can control this body and you can make the body big or small, or then you can travel outside and enter some other body. ऐसा नहीं होता है. तो आप ईश्वर है तत्वतः, तत्व से आप ईश्वर है, स्वभाव से नहीं. स्वभाव से आप ईश्वर नहीं बनते हैं. So this mention of Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic is to point out everything is Ishvara. And Bhagavan says, Mattah eva iti tan vidhi. May you not understand them to be from me. Natu aham teshu. I am not in one of them. You pick one and I say I am in that. No. This dismisses this bluff of Vaishnava. When they say our Bhagavan is Sattvic and eternal, क्या है? बुद्धू समझ के रखा है क्या? जो पैदा होता है उसको गुण रहता है. तो व्ययम अंटे गुणम. ये जो गुण का उद्भव होता है, द गुण का व्यय होता है. Some guna is born, that guna will go away. You can't say that guna is there, but it is eternally there. It's the stupidest thing. The people who think will take you to be a fool. So like now I am bright, but there will come a time when I'll become dull. I'll lose interest and I'll die. So जो सूर्य उदय होता है वो सूर्य अस्त भी होता है. जब सूर्य दोपहर में, उसका गुण क्या है? The most brilliant Surya is in the afternoon. That same Surya sets in the night. So astrologically, every day when you 6:30 a.m. you open the chart. What is the planetary movement? Every day, first house sun, east. Rise of sun is in first house. In the night you check 6:30 or 7. Sun will be in the 8th house. Check the chart. तो सन फर्स्ट हाउस, सन एट्थ हाउस, सन फर्स्ट हाउस, सन एट्थ, तो पूरा दिन पूरा हाउसेस में घूमते हैं, इधर एट्थ हाउस में आके अस्त हो जाते हैं. And these great astrologers will predict sun is in the eighth house means father will have losses in the business. This fellow's father will be very deceptive. Father he will be very cunning. Father will die because Ashtam means death. So sun in the eighth house means father will die at early age or you will die at early age. 10 prediction देते हैं, उसमें एक आ गया तो बोलते हैं वी आर ग्रेट एस्ट्रोलॉजर. 10 में से एक आया तो तू बुद्धू है, तो एस्ट्रोलॉजर नहीं है, क्योंकि यू आर वर्स देन अ कॉइन फ्लिप. Coin flip has 50% success rate. So out of 10 predictions, if you have one successful prediction, you are standing at 10%, which is worse than a coin flip. So you don't call yourself astrologer, you're a fool. So this is what this is a harsh language. So because I study astrology from a very amazing guru, then I'm so the basics. So he says this generalized prediction, sun in first house means this fellow will become IS officer, sun in eighth house means इसका जिंदगी हो गया. This generalized prediction doesn't work because 30% people are born in the morning, 30% people are born in the night, sunset time. Everyone will not have the same prediction, and out of 10 one comes right. That doesn't make you an astrologer. So astrology means pinpoint. हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है, बोलो. Will my marriage remain or will it fail? Will this business venture succeed or not? Will I go to US? Will I get visa? Will my visa be rejected? If rejected now, when will it be approved? Pinpoint predictions. That's astrology. और पूरा पराशरी जैमिनी सब, they are only for basics. They are not for predictions. Prediction you have to come to Bhrigu. So Bhrigu Nadi. So some shades of this Krishna Murti KP also. KP also follows that, but KP again gets into a different diversion. Have to come to that. but ये पराशरी को पकड़ के वो वही बोल देते हैं. So so this is how you see that the Sattvic bluff, that Bhagwan, you don't attribute a guna to Bhagwan because anything which comes as a guna will go away. But Shastra says anaditvat nirgunatvat paramatma ayam avyaya. This paramatma has no vyaya because there is no form. Why? Anaditvat, not coming in time only with a form. And then nirgunatvat, no guna, nirgunatvat, anaditvat, nirgunatvat. This nirguna negates sattvic. So you hold on to sattvic form as real. Shastra negates that. Nirgunatvat. Paramatma ayam avyaya. And then sharirasthopi kaunteya, even though appearing as a sharira, nakaroti nalipyate. Doesn't really do, is not as untouched. And then Bhagavan says, understanding me that way, you will be free. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spraha, iti matva yo vijanati, karma bihi nasapadyate. I am untouched by karma. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spraha. I don't have any longing for anything. I am the adhisthana of everything. And remain untouched because Jnana Karma Sannyasa. Iti mam yobi janati. One who understands me that way, this fellow becomes free. Karma bhi nasa badhyate. One who understands will be free from karma. ये नहीं है कि वैकुंठम गत्वा पश्य चतुर्भुजम शंख चक्र गदा गदा पद्मधारिणम विष्णुम पश्य वैकुंठम गत्वा कर्म भी न सबद्यते. नहीं है. क्या है? यो अभिजानाति माम कर्म भी न सबद्यते. Free from karma in the wake of knowledge, Jivan Mukti.